Noswaith. When I was elected as your Member of Parliament 2 years ago, I stood on a commitment to unlock our island's vast economic potential, to bring new investment and good quality jobs to Anglesey, and to reverse 2 decades of economic decline that should never have been allowed to happen. Now, Anglesey, as we all know, is on the periphery geographically of both Wales and of the UK, but for too long it was on the periphery of government policy. And I knew that to truly unlock Anglesey's economic potential and to reverse the economic decline of the last 20 years, I needed to champion our island and to be your voice at the very heart of government. I promised to fight for Anglesey at every opportunity, and I reaffirmed this vow when I was promoted to PPS in the Welsh office last year. As many of you will have seen and heard on the news yesterday and this morning, we are on the periphery no longer. Over the last year, as the easing of COVID restrictions has allowed, I've invited many UK government ministers to our island. From the viability and economic opportunity of an Anglesey free port to Wilver, the best site in the UK for a new nuclear power station, and to the scientific prowess of the businesses at MSpark, I've been immensely proud to demonstrate all that Anglesey has to offer, particularly economically. But I've also had to show them the economic neglect that communities across our island have had to endure and the impact that this has had on the Welsh language and culture, with so many young people needing to move away to pursue their careers. And yesterday, as our island looked at its most beautiful, basking in the winter sunshine, I was delighted and hugely proud to recommend the Prime Minister himself, or of course the Prif Weinidog, as I always address him in Parliament, to Anglesey. We flew together from London to RAF Valley, as this gave me more time to speak with him about the challenges and opportunities that we face. And this gave me my first experience of seeing Anglesey and North Wales from the air. I often speak about island's beauty, and I'd briefed the Prime Minister and those travelling with us to expect to see some incredible views on the visit. But the views that we saw as we descended on our approach to Valley left us all speechless. Our first visit of what was a busy day was to Wilver to discuss the progress on developing a new nuclear power station on the site. And from there, we went to the Orthios Eco Park in Holyhead, where the Prime Minister helped to sort recyclables with pickers. And he spoke with the management team and the team there about Orthios's work and their plans for the future. Following from Orthios, we returned to RF Valley, where he met with civilian support staff and with engineers of the Texan training aircraft. And we also met with the Hawk student pilots. He actually went into a helicopter too as well. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank everyone that we met throughout the day for extending such a warm Welsh welcome to the Prime Minister and for his support team. You showed Anglesey at its very, very best. And although this was very much a working visit and a relentlessly busy one at that, I know that he hugely enjoyed his time, as everyone does, on our island. Of course, the theme of the day and the purpose of his visit was to discuss jobs, jobs, and more jobs. And I was delighted that he was able to see the impact that the 175 million contract to expand pilot training at RAF Valley, creating 20 new highly skilled jobs, will bring. As you all are all aware, I'm leading the bid to secure an Anglesey free port, and I was able to give him a first-hand appreciation of why the island is such a good location for a free port and how invaluable free port status would be in creating the new jobs that we so badly need. And in November, when the results of the UK government's Department for Levelling Up Housing and Community Renewal Fund were announced, I had worked with the Isle of Anglesey County Council to submit a total of 6 bids to the fund, and was pleased to hear the news that all 6 had not only been successful, but had also been awarded the full amount applied for, with a total of £2.7 million coming to Anglesey. And I was delighted to have the opportunity yesterday to outline to the Prime Minister how this investment will bring positive, tangible change to local people's lives. And after so many years of employers retreating from Anglesey, I was particularly pleased to brief him on the hugely positive impact of the new inland border post at Park Cubby in Holyhead. That's creating over 200 local, well-paid, long-term career opportunities. When I was elected as your Member of Parliament, alongside promising to work day in, day out to bring new jobs and investment to Anglesey, I made another extremely important promise to you. I promised to learn Welsh. I confess that I've not always found it easy, but it's a promise I've always been determined to keep. And earlier this week, I was interviewed for the first time in Welsh. I was interviewed by S4C, and I spoke about, you guessed it, jobs. Jobs being my priority for the island, along with the importance of Wil Fynedith and Freeport status. And if you feel like listening to how my Welsh has progressed, any feedback gratefully appreciated. There's a link to the interview on my Facebook page.